Hello, guys. Welcome to Razor Edge VFX. I'm your host, John O'Hary. And so today we're going to be looking at some simulation techniques in Blender, how to run some simulations in Blender. Now we are going towards physics. All right. So I'm going to be running some physics simulations. We have various simulations. We have rigid body. We have air, wind, right? We call it half cloth simulations. We have water. We have gas simulations, and we're going to be looking at how to walk through all this in Blender. All right. So hope this tutorial is not going to take too long. If it takes long, we're going to cut it into two. So we might do cloth and air today, and we'll move on to the next element by the next tutorial. All right. So let's go immediately. All right. So welcome to Blender. So today we're going to be handling simulations. So we have different types of simulations. We'll be looking at cloth simulation with respect to air as well. So we'll be looking at cloth and air simulation today. And after that, the next class would we'll go ahead and look at rigid body physics simulations. Okay, so let's get this started. Now in Blender, we're going to test out cloth simulation. Now, what we're going to use to test out cloth, we're going to do two things. All right, we're going to test our cloth in two ways. We're going to do that by just dropping a cloth on top of this box. All right, so for once, we're not going to delete the default cube. Is something with Blender. So we're going to raise the box up. We'll go ahead and add a plane, so that's press S to scale, and scale it 7 times, S and 7 to make it 7 times. Then we are going to just create a cloth and make this something that the cloth will drop on. Okay, so keep this just here, just above the ground. All right, and let's get a cloth. So how do you get a cloth? We just Shift A. Shift A is a shortcut to add. All right, go to mesh, get a plane. Now this represents our cloth. Then take it up, press S to scale it up. Okay, that's just going to be our cloth. And yeah, now before you go ahead and simulate, you're going to have to go to edit. And now we'll look at our cloth has only let's change this to sides, okay, to edges. Has only 4 edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, and which we know in real life 4 edges is not enough to fold this cloth. Okay, we need to give this cloth more edges, more vertices to fold. Okay, these are vertices. By pressing 1, you can change the vertex mode. These are vertices, so we need to give this cloth more edges and vertices to fold and more faces to fold. Okay, so how do we do that? We'll press Control R to add a loop cut. All right, and we just scroll our middle mouse button up, and just keep scrolling. Just give it enough to go ahead, and you can stop there. So this, you press double click twice, 1, 2, it comes up. You do it again, Control R, and make sure it's facing this way. Then scroll your mouse again, and click once, click twice. Okay, now you have cut these plane into multiple edges. So you see it has a lot of edges now, so you can see the edges that you can fold around. Okay, without edges it would not work. Now you can now press tab to go objects, come out of there, and we go to, now before you simulate, physics has to deal with real life. Okay, and in real life we need collisions for things to collide with each other. Okay, so we have to click on this ground and make it a collision object. But let's go normally so you can see what the problem will be if you don't make collisions. So if you click on this, go to this tab and see physics here. All right, now we're dealing with physics. So you go to cloth, click on cloth. Right, so with the normal basic setting, just let's raise this thing up a little bit, then just play your timeline and see what happens. It's just to drop. Okay, and it will keep dropping till infinity. Okay, so that's not how real life works. So that's why it needs to collide with things. All right, so this has to be a collider. So click on this, click on physics and go to collision. Click on this to be a collider. All right, and you can change the damping so that when it hits it, it's, it slows down the speed a little bit, so you can increase it. Oh, don't do it here. This is for particles. This is for soft body and clots. This is the place you change the settings. So damping is 0.1 already. You can leave it as all default if you have no problem with it. If I leave everything as default, okay, then click on this as well. Click on, sorry, not clot, click on collision, and leave everything as default. Okay, this is collision for soft body and clots. It's already here. So when you play this thing again, you see what happens. Good. So you see it collided and it stops here. All right. So right now it's blocky. You can see it's blocky, blocky, blocky. You don't want that. So what do? You go ahead and go to objects and change it to shade smooth. Click, sorry, you have to select this first. Select that first. Create objects and shade smooth. Makes it smooth. Okay. Then you see what it is. So this is basic cloth. All right. If you want the cloth to have more quality, the more, let's go to tab or edit, the more of these faces you give it, the more quality to have while wrinkling as cloths and all that. Okay, press tab, object. So we can't, if you want to add more of those faces, just click on this, go to edit, and this time around don't press Ctrl R, just press W and subdivide. Okay, so that you can subdivide, because if you press Ctrl R, you have to start adding it within this each of this, and it will take you a long time to add each of them like that. So just press W and go to subdivide. It divides everything again times 2 of whatever you have done. Sorry, but before you do that, you have to select everything. Press A to select everything. Press, so the computer knows what is subdividing. Press subdivide and it divides everything again. Okay, if you come to this area, you can increase the number of cuts if you want it to be so much, but remember, the more you do it, the more intensive it is for your computer to process it. Okay, let's stop at 2. Okay, then press tab, come out of edit mode. If we go ahead and drop this again, you see it's a bit slower, but you can see that it has more details now, right? Has more details. And we can still see that some of these edges are still like this, right? They are still jagged. That's no problem. So you have to click on this, go to modifiers, click on modifiers. That's to fix those jagged edges. Add a modifier, go to generate and go to subdivision surface. Remember, this is what we use in modeling, right? To smoothen out things and to give it more. This smoothens out things by giving it more vertices and more edges. Okay, so make sure it's under cloth, because that means it has, after the simulation is done, this should still add more vertices and smoothen it more. Okay, so that's why when we play it, it's a bit slower, but when you watch it, you see that those edges have disappeared because subdivision has taken care of it. Right, good. But there's something else you notice when we go back, when we simulate this again. Watch this. You see that the cloth actually is entering into his body. It's colliding. It's not colliding with itself. It's colliding with the box, but it's going through itself. So we have to make that doesn't happen in real life. Go. So we have to make this to stop. So go back to physics and go down all the way down and go to collisions. Click on collisions and click on self collision. This would make it a little bit slower to simulate because it has to calculate all the parts of the cloth, so it doesn't collide on itself. So let's play it again. Just click on that. That's all. Leave the settings normal. Play it again and watch what happens. So look at each of the sides. You see they do not collide with each other anymore. They are now like normal cloths, right? It's colliding properly now. Okay, click out. So you see it's like a normal cloth simulation. So if you want, you can stop here. Now there's another trick I want you guys to know. This can help your modeling as well. Let's say somebody says you should model a table or something like this, right? After you simulate, don't just take your shape and start sculpting or changing vertices and all that. You can hardly get this shape. So once you have done this, this is a model, you can just go back to this spanner, and this cloth simulation has become like a modifier here. So just all you need to do is to click on, because right now if you change your thing, it's still playing backwards and all that, right? This blue area means that it has saved the information there, so it plays faster. right? So, but now you want it to remain like this forever as your model. Just go here, click on this, click on apply. The cloth will apply and disappear. Now it's now, if you like, take it to the beginning, take it anywhere. It's now a model for yourself. You can click on it, press tab, press edit, and you can see it's there like that right now. So that is now your model. Okay, so that's how you can model maybe a room that somebody dropped a cloth on their table or whatever. So this is one way. So let's Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Good. So that's one way to do cloth simulation. Then the second way I want us to do is we're going to be doing flag. All right, we're going to be working with wind, with air. So let's delete this, and let's delete this as well. Now let's just create a quick flag. Let's model a quick flag. Shift A, use a cylinder, scale it down a little bit. S, Z, scale it up, scale it up, scale it up, and take it up. Okay, and yeah, this is a flag. Then come here, click on here, press Shift A, select a plane, and rotate the plane on the y-axis as y, 90 degrees on the y-axis, and you can scale the plane S on z-axis and S on the y-axis. Okay, and just, yeah, let it be like that. This is going to be a very big flag, guys. So let's take it down. Yeah, it's a really big flag. So we'll just align it to be inside there a little, and maybe inside the pole a little. Okay, all right, good. So this is going to be our flag, and we want this to be a cloth. So we're going to go to here, go to edit, and we are going to just go ahead and subdivide. Okay, we don't need to do loop cuts. Just press W, subdivide, and go here and increase the number to, as I'm clicking and dragging, is 10. 10 is normal, that is the highest it can go, but if you click on it and type in your own number, it can go more than 10. So press like 20. Okay, that's what it is. Then you can maybe make it 30, cut into 30 places. So the more faces it has, the more smoothly the simulation will go. All right, then let's come out of edit mode. Now we're going to make this pole a collider, so that if it falls down on it or touches it, it actually collides. So we'll go to here, physics, make this collision. That's all. Click on this, go to physics, go to clots. Okay, and leave it. But once we play, this is what happens. The cloth starts to fall down. It falls on the floor. Okay, so you see, it falls on the floor, and that is not what we want. Why is it falling? Because it's not attached to anything. So we want to attach it to this pole. Okay, so how do we do that? We are going to go to this data area, data, and we're going to vertex group. So we're going to click tab, go to edit mode, and let's change this to wireframe. Now we want to attach this last edge here to the pole. Leave these places, just these last edges. So we're going to hold alternate. Sorry, we'll first of all click without holding alternate, then hold alternate and click one of these edges. It selects every edge here. Okay, then we go to vertex group and click plus, and double click on group and call it pin. This is the place we want to pin it to, or pin to pole. Pin to pole. Okay, then click assign. So we have assigned this place to, as or anytime we want it, we can use the information and do what we want to do. So deselect, select, so it's assigned. Good. Then press tab, go to object mode, and go back to solid view. So let's go back to the physics. Now in this cloth setting, we need to just go down to where we see shape. Okay, let's close collisions, click on shape. Then this place has pin group. Which place you want to pin this thing? Click on it. You see the pin to pole that we created. Then click on that. So it will pin this area to be stiff. Then the rest will be simulated. So by now, when we play this, you see it's actually drops down from there. All right, it drops down from there as a flag. All right, so now we're seeing that it's still blocky. What do? Go to object, go to shade smooth, and you can see, and it's there. So yeah, and to clean up this thing, so we need to go back to select this, go to the modifiers, add modifier, generate and subdivision surface. Just one surface, one level is okay. And now if we play it, it's way smoother now. It drops from there and it's, it's smooth. Okay, now it's just dropping down now, but we want this to be waving in the wind, like, you know what I mean, like a flag. Okay, now if you feel like the pin places that we used was not enough, maybe that it's going too inside because we pinned it only from one edge, no problem. You can just go to edit mode, click on edit, go to wireframe, and go to this area, and just hold while this place is selected. While this is selected, hold Control and press plus to increase it one more level, and click on assign. Okay, deselect, select, deselect, select. So it's assigned this whole area. Okay, then this whole places will be pinned. Let's go back. Now if we go ahead and play back, you see it pins it from there. It doesn't encroach into the pole anymore. Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's make this let's simulate air. All right, how do we do that? We'll just shift A to bring up all your, and it's just as good as pressing add. Go to force field and go to wind. Okay, click on wind. It spawns up here because this is where your cursor is, so bring it down here, and we need to rotate the wind on the x-axis because now it's pointing up. You can see it's blowing up, so make it, rotate it to the x-axis, rotate it here to the x because we want it to be blowing this way, right? Okay, so bring it down a little. Now if you go here, if you click on this physics for the wind, you can see the strength is just 1. And look, if you click on this for the clots, you see that the mass of the clots is 0.3 kilograms. So I doubt if a wind strength of 1 can blow 0.3 kilograms to actually swindle in the air. Let's play and find out. So you see it doesn't, right? So we need to increase the wind strength. Okay, so let's make it, let's say 10. So you see it gives more like that. So when we play it, 10 cannot still blow 0.3 kilograms, right? Oh, by the way, for the flag, let's go ahead and add self collision so it doesn't collide with itself. Okay, self collision, fantastic. Then while we play it, it simulates but doesn't collide with itself. All right, so but the wind is not. So if we want this wind to remain at 10, but we want this to actually be affected, we need to reduce the mass of the flag. Maybe it's a very light material, so you can make it 0.05 kilograms. So if we play it, the wind actually starts to mess with it. Okay, but it's a very light material, so it doesn't make sense. If we make it 0.1 kilograms, it still doesn't make sense. So let's leave it as 0.5 kg kind of material, and let's increase the wind to about 100. Yeah, so definitely this should affect the flag. Okay, apparently 0.5 is really a heavy material for the flag, but let's see the wind is affecting it a little bit. So let's reduce this to maybe 0.2, and the wind is trying to affect it a little bit. You see it's trying. So let's just increase the force of the wind to about 500. Okay, and now when we play it, you see that the wind starts to blow the flag, starts to blow it. Not very strong, but it's there. You can see it's blowing the flag. And if we increase the force of the wind to about let's say 700, Now you see the flag starts to get strong wind. Okay, if we go ahead and make it about 1000, now the flag gets, you know, serious wind. Okay, so this is how you control air. All right, this is how you control air. Now we have a waving flag, and to keep playing to 250 frames, then reset itself. So that is how you get a waving flag. And let's say you want this flag to be like, my country is Nigeria. You want this to have a color, we can come in here, click on edit. My country's color is green, white, and green. Okay, so click on this and just hold. Okay, just click here once, then hold alternate and click on one of the edges of this box, one of the edges top here. Click on this. Good, select that area. Okay, let's click on around here. Good, select that area, then hold control and press plus 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 plus, something like that. So no, minus, control and minus. Okay, so we can now go ahead and add a material. First material is the overall material that will affect the flag, which is green. Let's make it green because my country color is green. And add another material. That's the one that we now want to be for this center. Go to new and click on assign, then make this white. It's already white. Good. When I press objects, when we go to this, you see that it's gray, white, gray. That's my country color. And yeah, so while we play it, you see that the flag is just waving. Okay, so if you have your own country color, you want to do something like that, you can use the texturing lesson I taught you guys yesterday, and click on it, and you know, if you drag here, change this to shader mode, shader view, then just click on get your flag picture and apply it there. Okay, click the flag picture, drag it here, and the image comes up there. I connect it to the base color, and you know, you have to use the UV unwrap to unwrap your image to fit into that, and you have your flag. So guys, thank you for staying to the end of the tutorial. So this is how you simulate clouds, and this is how you simulate wind as well. Okay, so in our next class we'll be looking at how to do a rigid body simulation. Okay, and that will be the next video that you should watch. Okay, make sure you follow the series, and nice having you guys here. And if you have any questions, drop it on the comment section and I'll take care of it. Have a lovely day, guys. Take care.